It is with great regret that we announce the present death of Hamlet, King of Denmark. It is given out that he was found apparently sleeping in his orchard, his custom always of the afternoon. The cause of death is believed to be poisoning. Viperovirus, the common European adder, is the only venomous snake native to Denmark. King Hamlet leaves a widow, Queen Gertrude, and an only son, currently believed to be away studying law at Wittenberg University. In the immediate aftermath of King Hamlet's death, legend has fallen to his younger brother, Claudius, as his successor. The whole kingdom of Denmark is now contracted in one brow of woe. In a surprise development, Queen Gertrude of Denmark is to marry the new King of Denmark, Claudius, who is her late husband's younger brother. He is survived by his wife, Michelle. In a statement tonight, St. Claudius of Denmark has declared that his nephew, Prince Hamlet of Denmark, is the most immediate to his throne. And bring back a father from an undiscovered country, from whose borne no traveller returns.
Too much. Did he ever tell you he loved you?
Who's there? My father. Methinks I see my father. My uncle.
Farewell adieu to you, fair Danish ladies. Farewell adieu, ladies to plan.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe, yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wiser sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, have we as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a drooping eye, with mirth in funeral and dirge in marriage, in equal scale, weighing delight and dole, taken to wife. So now, my cousin Hamlet and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so. I am too much of the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lid seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common. All that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passes show. These but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow.
But to persever in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness.
'Tis unmanly grief.
It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. Fie, it is a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature, to reason, most absurd, whose common theme is death of fathers.
We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart towards you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire. We beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and a fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on't! Oh, fie! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this. Not 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion to a satyr. So loving to my mother, that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember. Why, she should hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet within a month. Let me not think on't. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month. Or ere those shoes were old, with which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears. Why she, even she, oh God, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married, with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, she married. Oh, most wicked, wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, or I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship. Hail! Hail! Hail!
Horatio! Oh, I do forget myself. Oh, what is your affair in Elsinore?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest fur in heaven, or ever I'd seen that day, Horatio.
How should I your true love know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff, by his sandals shone.
Whew. All right. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. Huh?
At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a
My
stone.
father, Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, taken from all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord the king, your father.
The king, my father.
In the dead vast and middle of the night, a figure like your father appears before, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by.
Where was this? This is very strange, Horatio. Well, did you not speak to it?
Aye.
Well, what?
What art thou, that usurpst this time of night? And together in that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march, by heaven I charged it, speak! But answer made it none. Yet once methought it lifted up its head and did address itself to motion, like as it would speak. But even then the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away, and vanished from my sight. As I do live, my honoured lord, 'tis true.
Saw you his face?
Oh yes, my lord.
Well, what looked he frowningly?
A countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
And fixed his eye upon you.
Most constantly. I knew your father, and these hands are not more like.
Oh, I would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
Stayed it long.
While one with moderate haste might tell 100.
I will keep the watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Oh, hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. All's not well. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth are well known to men's eyes.
What is Ophelia, the Lord Hamlet, hath said to thee?
Nothing, father.
'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself of your audience have been most free and boundless. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
My lord, he hath of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Marry, I'll teach you. Tender yourself more dearly, or you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honourable fashion.
What fashion you may call it.
And hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
As springes to catch woodcocks. I do know when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, you must not take for fire. From this time, be somewhat scanter with your maiden crescents. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge thee.
I shall obey, my lord.
I love thee, Ophelia, and 'tis my love that speaks.
That love, once shared between Laertes and myself, is now for me alone. He sails for France, and a double blessing is a double grace. I take with joy the love you spend on him, but take with sighs the double burden too.
The wind sat in the shoulder of his sail, and he is gone. When to return, we know not.
What said you to him by way of fond farewell?
Farewell, Laertes, my blessing go with thee.
No more? No precepts, father?
Aye, daughter, several. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means
Vulgar.
beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in it, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy
Ear.
but few thy.
Voice.
Take each man's censure, but reserve thy.
Judgment.
Costly thy habit, as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not,
Gaudy.
for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both himself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of
husbandry.
This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. What hour now, Horatio?
I think it lacks of 12.
Nay, 'tis struck.
Indeed, I heard it not.
Or be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with thee airs from heaven or blast from hell, be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, O royal dame, answer me. It beckons you to go away from us, as if it's some impartment it desire to me alone. Look, with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground.
I will not leave you so.
Please.
By no means.
You will not speak in peasant company.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee. And for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal as itself?
What if it assumes some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it.
Go on.
I shall not go.
I'll wait for thee.
My lord.
Hold off.
I'll be ruled.
My fate cries out. There's something rotten in the state of Denmark, and heaven will direct it. I say away. Speak. I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. List, list, O list. If thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God.
revenge this foul and most unnatural murder. Murder? Murder most foul, as in the best it is, and this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Oh, haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
Hamlet, here. It is given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. For know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle.
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, won his shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Brief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Lebanon in a vial, and in the porches of my ear did pour the leprous distilment. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, take not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. Adieu. Adieu. Remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven. O earth, what else shall I couple hell? Remember thee. Yea, from the tables of my brain I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, all stores of books, all forms, all precious past that youth and observation copied there. And thy commandment, all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter, yes, by heaven! Oh, most pernicious woman! Oh, villain! Villain, smiling, damned villain! Meet it is I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word. It is adieu, adieu, remember me. I've sworn to...
My lord! Lord Hamlet!
So be it.
How is my noble lord? What news, my lord?
Wonderful!
Well, good, my lord, tell it!
No! You'll reveal it!
Not I, my lord, by heaven!
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave.
There needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right. You're in the right. And so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you, heartily.
There's no offence, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio, a much offence too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost. That, let me tell you. But for your desire to know what is between us, oh, master it how you may. And now, good friend, grant me one poor request. Never make known what you have seen tonight.
I will not, my lord.
Nay, but swear it.
Day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Come, here, as before. Never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd some'er I bear myself, as I, perchance hereafter, shall think it meet to put an antic disposition on, that you at such times seeing me never shall with arms encumbered thus, or this head shake, or other ambiguous giving out to note, that you know aught of me. This to swear.
I swear.
Let us go in together. But still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to set it right.
Ophelia?
Oh, my lord, I'm being so frightened. Father, as I was sewing in my closet, the Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous in purport, as if he'd been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me. He took me by the wrist and held me hard, and he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of mine arm, he raises a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out of doors he went without their help, and to the last bended their light on me.
Mad for thy love. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle, and meant to wreck thee, but beshrew my jealousy. This must be watched. Welcome, dear Rosencrantz.
My most sweet lord.
Thy most sweet sovereign. Moreover, that we much did long to see thee, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's
Transformation?
what it should be, more than his father's death, that thus hath put him so much from the understanding of himself, I deem not of.
My lord?
I entreat you, dearest Rosencrantz, that being of so young days brought up with him, so by your company to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that being opened lies within our remedy. For the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance. Thanks, dearest Rosencrantz.
Thanks, sovereign. Farewell and adieu to you, fair Danish ladies. Farewell and
My most noble queen, I beg a word with you. I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious queen. And I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy so sure as it had used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's affliction.
Oh, speak of that. Of that do I long to hear.
Madam, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, call I it, for to define true madness. What is't, but doing nothing else but mad?
More matter with less art.
Oh, madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, farewell to it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant it then. And now remains that we find out the cause of this effect. I have a daughter, while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience mark hath given me this. Now gather and surmise.
To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
It's an ill phrase. Beautified's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. But you shall hear, thus, in her excellent white bosom,
Came this from Hamlet to her.
Stay a while, I will be faithful, read on.
Doubt that the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt that I love. Oh dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not aught to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best.
I love thee best.
Oh, most best. Believe it. Adieu, thine evermore most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him, Hamlet.
This in obedience hath my daughter shown me.
But how hath she received his love?
Oh, when I did see this hot love on the wing as I perceived it, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince. Out of thy star this must not be.
And then you precepts gave her?
That she should lock herself from his resort,
What? Admit no messengers?
receive no tokens.
Which done?
She took the fruits of my advice, and he, repulsed, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence into a lightness, and by this declension into the madness, wherein now he raves, and all we mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
Take this from this, if this be otherwise.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes for hours together he walks here. At such a time I'll loose my daughter to him, that we might hear the effect of his heart. Oh, Mark!
The poor wretch comes reading.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who will bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns the patient merit of the unworthy takes. And he might his own quietus make, with a bare bodkin. Who would fathers bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, that undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment, with this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia. Nymph in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honour for this many a day?
I humbly thank thee well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed long to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honoured lord, you know right well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath composed has made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse with your beauty. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord. You made me believe so.
You should not have believed it. You should not have believed it. For our virtues cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we will relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, and yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. Oh, we are arrant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord! My lord!
Oh, my lord, let the door be shut upon him, my lord, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens!
Farewell! If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Oh, go to a nunnery, go!
Oh, heavenly powers, restore you!
I have heard of your paintings too well enough. God has given you one face and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble and you lisp and you make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to! I shall have no more of it. It hath made me mad. I say we shall have no more marriages. Those that are married, all but one, shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go!
Ophelia? Oh.
What a noble mind is here on throne! And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched
Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
You know me, my lord?
Excellent. Well, you are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Have you a daughter?
I, my lord? What you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter?
Between who?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have grey hairs, that their faces are wrinkled, that they have a plentiful lack of wits, together with most weak hands. All of which, sir, I most powerfully and potently believe. Yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, should be old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backwards.
Will you go out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Indeed, that is out of the air. My honourable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of thee.
You cannot take from me anything I would more willingly give with all.
Farewell, my lord.
Except my life.
My lord.
Except my life.
My lord.
Except my life. Oh, these tedious old fools.
My most dear lord.
My excellent good friend Guildenstern. Rosencrantz.
What's the news, my lord?
Why, none. But what have you deserved at the hands of fortune that she sent you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then 'tis the world one.
A goodly one. Having many confines, wards and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
I think not so, my lord.
Why then 'tis none to you. For there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me it is a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space. Were it not that I have bad dreams. But, in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Were you not sent for? Is it a free visitation? Is it your own inclining? Come, deal justly with me. Come, come. Nay, speak.
What should I say, my lord?
You were sent for. There is a kind of confession in your looks that your modesties hath not craft enough to colour. I know the good king hath sent for you, and I will tell you why. So may my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather. I have of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgotten all custom of exercises. Indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave or hanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire. Why, it appears to me no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapours. What a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable,
In action, how like an angel.
in apprehension, how like a god,
The beauty of the world.
the paragon of animals.
And yet,
To me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
my lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why then did you laugh when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you, hither they are coming to offer you service.
What players are they?
Even those you were wont to take delight in, the tragedians of the city.
He that plays the king shall be welcome. And you, my friend, you are welcome in Elsinore. Come, your hand. But my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
My old friend, I'm glad to see thee. Oh, come, come. Seat, a drink.
Come, my young soldier, put up your iron.
You are well fleshed.
Oh, no. We will have a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my lord?
I heard thee speak me a speech once. One speech I chiefly loved. 'Twas Aeneas' tale, to Dido. And thereabout of it especially, where he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see. The rugged Pyrrhus, like the Hyrcanian beast.
No Hyrcanian.
No, it is not so. It begins with Pyrrhus. The rugged Pyrrhus, like the dreaded Minotaur. A rugged Pyrrhus hath now this red and black complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal. Head to foot now is he total ghouls, horridly tricked with blood of fathers.
My lord, well spoke, with good accent.
So, proceed you.
Anon he finds him, striking two shorter Greeks, unequal matched. Pyrrhus and Priam drives, in rage strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls.
No. Speak the speech, I pray you, trippingly on the tongue. For if you mouthed, as many of your players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke the lines. Nor do not saw the air with your arm overmuch thus, but use all gently.
I hope we have reformed that with us indifferently, sir.
Be not too tame either. Let your own discretion be your tutor, but suit the action to the word to the action. O'erstep not the modesty of nature. For anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end is, as 'twere, to hold a mirror up to nature.
No warrant, your honour.
Say on. Come to Hecuba.
But who had seen the moblet queen run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with bison rheum? A clout upon that head where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all or timid loins, a blanket in the alarm of fear caught up. For if the gods themselves had seen her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport, in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamour that she made, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak the rest shortly. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, can force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working, all his visage wan, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit? And all for nothing. For Hecuba! What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? Why, he would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty and appall the free, confound the ignorant, and indeed amaze the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak, like John a dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain, breaks my pate across, tweaks me by the nose, plucks up my beard and blows it in my face, gives me the lie in the throat as deep as to the lungs? Who does me this? Swoons, but I should take it. For it cannot be but that I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Or ere this I should have fatted all the region kites with this slave's offal. Bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain, oh, vengeance! Oh, what an ass am I. This is most brave. I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, should like a whore unpack my heart with words. about my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. My old friend!
Aye, my lord.
We'll have a play tomorrow, do you hear?
Aye, my lord.
Couldst thou teach me the murder of Gonzaga?
Teach you, my lord.
Aye, I'm quick of study.
Aye, my lord.
And you could, for a need, set down a speech of some 12 or 16 lines that I would have you inserted, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well.
Aye, my lord.
I'll have them play something like the murder of my father before my uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. This spirit I have seen may be the devil. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of a king.
Love comforteth, like sunshine after rain. But lust's effect is tempest after sun. Love's gentle spring doth always fresh remain. Lust's winter comes as summer half bedone. Love surfeits not, lust like a glutton dies. Love is all truth, lust full of forged lies. I love thee, Gertrude. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Here was thy brother's bed, here in my breast. Thou art the next of blood, and 'tis thy right. Lo, in this hollow cradle take thy rest. My throbbing heart shall rock thee day and night. There shall not be 1 minute in an hour wherein I will not kiss my sweet love's flower.
Oh, no.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Oh, excellent, i'faith, of the chameleon's dish. I eat the air, promise crammed. You could not feed capons.
I have nothing in this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now.
You are merry, my lord?
Why, what should a man do but be merry? But look you how cheerfully you both look. When my father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Died 2 months and not forgotten yet? Why, then there's hope a man's memory might outlive his life half a year.
Come hither, my sweet Hamlet. Sit by me.
Nay, mother, I am to be an actor in these entertainments. For us and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently. Full 40 years have passed, their date is done, since happy time joined both our hearts as one. And now the blood that filled my youthful veins runs weakly in their pulse. And all the strains of music which will home pleased mine ear are a burden that age cannot bear. And therefore, sweet nature must pay his due. To heaven must I, and leave the earth with you. Mother, will you play with me?
No, my lord.
I mean, play a part with me.
No, my lord, I'll mark the play.
Nay, but you
No,
must.
no, I'll mark.
Up you go.
And therefore, sweet nature must pay his due. To heaven must I, and leave the earth with you.
Oh, say not so, lest that you kill my heart. When death takes you, let life from me depart.
Content thyself. When ended is my date, thou mayest perchance find a more noble mate, more wise, more youthful, and one.
Oh, speak no more, for then I am accursed. None weds the second, but she kills the first. A second time I kill my lord that's dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you sweet what now you speak, but what we do determine, oft we break.
Both here and there pursue me, lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
'Tis deeply sworn. Mother, how do you like to play?
The lady protests too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offence in it?
Oh no, they do but jest. Poison in jest, but no offence in the world.
You are as good as a chorus.
But in want of a third, you are to play one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
What do you call the play?
The mouse trap.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit and time agreeing, Confederate season else no creature seeing, thou mixture rank of midnight weeds collected with Hecate's ban, thrice blasted, thrice infected, thy natural magic and dire property on wholesome life usurp immediately.
Come! Now he poisons him in the garden for his estate. Huh?
Oh, Hamlet!
All ends well, though. Read on, and you will see how the murderer wins the love of my wife.
Give her the play. Give me some light!
How fares, my lord?
What? Frighted with false fire? Let the stricken deer go weep, the heart ungalled play. For some must watch while some must sleep, so runs the world away. Didst perceive? Upon the very talk of the poisoning, I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000.
Good, my lord. Vouchsafe me a word with you.
Rosencrantz. A whole history.
The king, sir, is in his retirement marvellous afflicted, and the queen, your mother, is in most great affliction of spirit too. Your behaviour hath struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful son. That can so astonish your mother.
She desires to speak with you ere you go to bed.
We shall obey were she 10 times our mother. Have you any other trade with us? 'Tis now the very witching hour.
My lord, you once did love me.
And do still.
What, then, is your cause of distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friend.
Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
'Tis as easy as lying. Govern these vintages with your fingers and thumb, give it breath with your mouth, and it will discourse most eloquent music. Look you, there are the stops.
But these cannot I command to any utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
Well, look you, what an unworthy thing you would make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass blood. Do you think I'm easier to play on than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will. Though you can fret me, yet you cannot play upon me. Leave me, friend. 'Tis now the very witching hour of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now might I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on. Oh, what is a man, if the chief good and market of his time be but to feed and sleep, a beast, no more? Sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fuss in us unused. Now whether it be bestial oblivion, or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought that quartered is ever 1 part wisdom and 3 parts coward, I know not. Why yet I live to say this thing's to do, sith I have cause, and will, and strength and means to do it. I shall. And oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth.
I like him not. nor stands it safe with us to let his madness range. Therefore, Rosencrantz, prepare yourself. I, your commission, will forthwith dispatch, and he to England shall along with you.
We will haste us.
Where is he now?
My lord, he's going to his mother.
'Tis meet some more audience than a mother, since nature makes them partial, should or hear the speech of vantage. Send Polonius. Oh, my offence is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the eldest primal curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray, I cannot. Though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? But oh, what prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder, my crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and yet retain the offence? In the corrupted currents of this world, offence's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft is seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. O wretched state, O bosom black as death, O limed soul, that struggling to be free art more engaged. Help! Angels! Make essay! Bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel, the softer sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well. Our Father, which art in heaven,
Now might I do it, Pat. Now he is praying.
hallowed be thy name.
And now I'll do it.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
And so he goes to heaven, and so am I revenged. That will be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, to that same villain sent to heaven. Oh, this is hire and salary, not revenge.
Give us this day our daily bread.
He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown.
And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
No!
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Up, sword, and know thou a more horrid hint, when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, a gaming, swearing, or about some act that hath no relish of salvation in't. Then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes.
For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory.
My mother stays. This physic but prolongs your sickly days.
For ever and ever. Amen. My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
Farewell and adieu to you, fair Danish ladies. Farewell and adieu. The ladies to blame. Oh, my word, the father's son. When yet he was but tender-bodied, when youth with comeliness plucked all gaze his way, I would not for a day of king's entreaty sell him an hour from my beholding. But now, before him he carries noise, and behind him he leaves tears.
Madam, madam, Hamlet comes straight. Look you lay home to him. I'll silent me in the while here.
I'll warrant you fear me not.
Mother!
Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Ah, now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet? Have you forgot me?
No, by the rude, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me?
Help! Help!
What hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king!
My lady, 'twas my word. Oh, wretched, rash, intruding fool. I took thee for thy better. Farewell. Leave wringing of your hands.
Hamlet!
Peace! Sit you down. And let me wring your heart. For so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff.
What have I done, that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act as blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent lover, makes a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dice as oaths.
Ay me, what act?
Look on this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curl, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten or command. This was your husband. Look you now what follows. This is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? And could you from this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Ah! Have you eyes? You cannot call it love. For at your age the heyday in the blood is tame, it's humble, and it waits upon the judgment, and what judgment would step from this to this? Say, where is thy blush?
Oh, Hamlet, thou turn'st mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their tinct.
Have you eyes? And can you look on him that slew my father and your dear husband, to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty?
Oh, sweet Hamlet, these words like daggers.
A murderer and a
Speak
villain,
no more!
a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your president lord, a vice of kings, a cutpurse of the empire and the rule, that from a shelf the precious diadem took and put it in his pocket.
No more!
A king of spades and patches! Hover over me with your wings, you heavenly gods. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he is mad.
Or do you not come your tardy sun to chide? That lapsed in time and passion, let's go past the important acting of your dread command.
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. Look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you? That you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse. Oh, gentle sun on the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him!
On me!
Look you how pale he glares!
Of whom do you speak?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing. nothing but the dead old man.
Nor did you nothing here.
Nothing but ourselves.
Look where he steals away. No.
This is but the very coinage of your brain, which makes thy tongue to blaze in thy heart's grief. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very cunning in.
Ecstasy. My pulse, as yours, doth beat as temperately, and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Oh, mother, for love of grace, lay not a flattering unction to your soul that not your trespass but my madness speaks. It will skin and film the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption, mining all within, infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what is to come. And do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker.
Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Throw away the worser part, and live the purer with the other half. Good night. Go not to my uncle's bed again. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Once more, good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of thee. For this same Lord I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this and this with me. So, once more, good night. Oh, this counsellor is now most still, most secret, and most grave that was in life a foolish, prating knave. One word more.
What shall I do?
Not this, by no means, that I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. Pinch wanton in your cheek, call you his mouse. And let him for a pair of reachy kisses, or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers, make you to ravel all this matter out. That I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must for England. Do you know that?
Alack, 'tis so concluded on.
It is enough. Good night, mother. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins, and worse remains behind. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you.
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad, as the sea and wind when both contend which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, behind the arras hearing something stir, he in his brainish apprehension kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us, had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all, to you yourself, to us, to everyone. Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed, and weep for what is done.
How will this bloody deed be answered?
Go, seek him out, speak fair. For this vile deed we must with all our majesty and skill both countenance and excuse. Oh, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
How now, Hamlet? Where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper where?
Oh, not where he eats, but where he's eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms is he in at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all else to fat ourselves, and we fat us to feed maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table.
What dost you mean by this?
Nothing, but to show you how a king may make a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, sent thither to see. But if your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But indeed, if you find him not within a month, you will nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, which we do tender, as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore, prepare yourself. The bark is set, and everything is bent for England.
For England!
I, Hamlet.
Good. Farewell, mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother. Come, for England!
For England, where my sovereign purpose imports at full, by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet.
Ophelia spurns at straws, speaks things in doubt that make but half sense.
Oh, let her not be mad.
She speaks much of her father, and says she sees her brother, says she hears his voice. And then she speaks as him, and hems, and beats her heart.
How now, Ophelia?
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
The fair Ophelia.
How should I your true love know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff, by his sandals shod.
How now, pretty lady?
He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone. Free mark! Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. Guard me at your table.
Conceit upon your father.
Pray you, let's have no words of this. But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day.
And tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day.
All in the morning betime.
All in the morning betime.
And I am made at your window.
And I
am made at your window.
And I am made at your window.
To be your Valentine.
To be your Valentine.
No!
Up he rose and donned his clothes and up the chamber door. Let in the maid, that outer maid, never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia.
Indeed, la, without an oath I'll make an end on't. By Gis and by Saint Charity, alack and fie for shame. Young men will do it when they come to it. By cock, they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. So would I had done by yonder sun, and thou hadst not come to my bed.
Oh.
I hope all will be well.
Oh, this is the poison of deep grief.
We must be patient.
It springs all from your father's death.
But I cannot choose but weep to think they should lay him in the cold ground.
When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First your father slain, then Hamlet gone, and he most violent author of his own just remove.
My brother shall know of this.
How now? What noise is this? Oh, thou vile king, give me my father.
Ophelia?
Laertes, I am my brother's keeper. That drop of blood that's calm proclaims me bastard.
What is the cause? Why art thou thus incensed? Speak.
Where is my father?
Dead. But not by me.
He is dead
tut,
God,
come,
lay me
child.
out now! What noise is this? He is dead and gone. Ah, he'd dry up my brains! Tears 7 times sucked burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. That love, once shared between Laertes and myself, is now for me alone. A father's love, and a double blessing is a double grace. I take with joy the love you spend on him, but take with sighs the double burden too.
Oh heavens, is possible a young maid's wits should be as mortal as an old man's life? Wast thou Ophelia? Art now Laertes?
They bore you barefaced on the bier, and on your grave rings many a tear. What does this mean, my lord? Must I to a nunnery go? Must she to a nunnery go? There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there's some fellow for you, and there's collards, and here's some roses.
High and mighty, you shall know that I am set naked on your shore. Tomorrow I shall beg leave to see your kingly eyes, whereupon, first asking your pardon thereunto, I shall recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet.
Hamlet returned, Laertes still in France, Ophelia by madness now employed. And I'll employ that fair divided soul. Sister, brother, is now one flesh. I'll change Ophelia's tears to a brother's sparks of fire. Laertes, Laertes, I must commune with your grief, for you deny me right.
Say again, how came my father dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell, allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit, I dare damnation. To this point I stand, that both the worlds I give to negligence. Let come what comes, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for our father.
If by direct or by collateral hand you find us touched, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we call ours to you in satisfaction. But if not, be you content, and we shall jointly labour with your soul to give it due content.
His means of death, his obscure burial, no noble rite, no formal ostentation, cry to be heard as 'twere from heaven to earth, that I must call it in question.
So you shall. Hamlet, our sometime son, in madness hath your father and our friend Polonius slain. We sought him out, and he to England sent.
To England! But tell me why you proceeded not against Hamlet's feats, so crimeful and so capital in nature.
For one special reason, the queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks, and for myself, my virtue or my plague, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul, that as the star moves not in his sphere, I could not but by her.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven to desperate terms. But my revenge shall come.
Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you but the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son, in deed more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
Aye, vengeance should know no bounds. But good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returned will bring you in fine together and wager on your heads. And for the purpose, I'll anoint your blade. I bought an unction of a mountebank, so mortal that but dip a knife in it. Where it draws blood, nothing can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. If by chance he escape your venom stuck, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon, but sipping, our purpose may hold there.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart.
But good my brother, I loved Hamlet. 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up the sum. I pray thee, do not kill.
Laertes, your sister's drowned.
What? Where?
There is a willow grows aslant the brook that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. There on the pendant branches her coronet weeds scrambling to hang, an envious sliver broke, and down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook.
No, my clothes spread wide and murmured like a while they bore me up, which time I chanted snatches of old tunes. He is
As one incapable of her own distress.
Or like a creature native and undued into that element.
But long it could not be, until that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay.
To muddy death. Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. But yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds, let shame say what it will. When these are gone, the woman will be out.
Conceit in weakest bodies, strongest works.
Revenge it is must yield this heart relief. For woe begets woe, and grief hangs on grief. Safe arrived in Denmark.
Mother.
Safe home from England.
There's a divinity that shapes our ends, rough hew them how we will.
Well, tell me the circumstance.
I found a letter given to Rosencrantz, who journeyed with us, for the King of England. A grand commission, wherein I read, Mother, royal knavery, an exact command, myself betrayed to death.
Is it possible?
Here is the commission. Read it at more leisure. I sat me down, devised a new commission. I had my father's signet in my pocket, so all was done without discovery. And an earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, that on the view and know of these contents without abatement more or less, they should the bearer put to sudden death.
So Rosencrantz goes to it.
Why, mother, she did make love to this employment. She's not near my conscience. Does it not, think thee, sit me now upon? I have a father killed, a mother stained. But he that killed my father and whored my mother, popped in between the election of my hopes. Is it not now perfect conscience to quit him with this arm?
But it must be shortly known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short, but the interim is mine.
Oh, what a king is this. He hath laid on a wager that in a dozen passes between you and a challenger he shall not exceed you 3 hits. The king hath laid on 12 for 9, and it should come to immediate trial should you vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no? Thou wouldst not think how ills all hear about my heart, but it is no matter.
Nay, good my son, if your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither and say you are not fit.
No, mother. If it please his majesty, let the game begin. The challenger willing, the king hold his purpose. I will win for him, and I can.
Oh, my son, you will lose this wager.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, then it is not to come. If it is not to come, then it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all.
Welcome, Hamlet. Welcome. You know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both.
Ophelia,
Lay at ease.
what is she whose grief bears such an emphasis? This is I, Hamlet.
The devil take thy soul.
Set me the stoops upon the table. Come. Begin.
Come, my lord.
Now cracks a noble heart. For by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of hers. Give me your pardon.
Come, you but dally. I pray you pass with your best violence.
Oh, I have shot an arrow over my house. One
No!
judgment.
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Well again!
Ophelia.
Stay, Hamlet. Drink to thy health. Take the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come. Ow! Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Gertrude, our son shall win.
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink!
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me. Come, Hamlet, let me wipe thy face.
How fares the queen?
Oh.
She swoons to see thee bleed.
No, it's the drink. It's the drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, it's the drink. It's the drink.
Oh, villainy! Let the doors be locked! Treachery, seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me, and lo, in my eye, never to rise again. I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point envenomed too. Then venom to thy work. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane, drink off this potion. I am dead.
Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee.
No nor mine on thee. Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. Oh, you that look pale and tremble at this chance, that are but mutes or audience to this act. Had I but time, oh, I could tell you. But let it be.
Good night, sweet prince.
Oh. Oh. Oh, flights of angels, sing thee to thy rest. Oh, he hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now how abhorred by imagination it is. Here be those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your gibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table at a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning. Oh, I am dead. The rest is silence.